The Nexus Station's infamous neutral zone bar was packed with the usual crowd. Smugglers, mercenaries, and beings trying to forget which sector they were wanted in. Ambassador Vexhai nursed his fermented algae drink, observing the humans at the corner table with clinical fascination. Insane. His companion, Trade Minister Gorvok, muttered through his breathing apparatus. Look at them. They're consuming poison for recreation. The three humans, 2 males and a female, were indeed drinking what they called whiskey, a substance that would dissolve most species' digestive tracts. They laughed at volumes that hurt Vexhai's auditory membranes, slapping each other's backs with force that would hospitalize a Zenthari. The tall one just claimed he could take anyone in this bar. Vexhai translated, his universal translator struggling with the slurred words. The female is betting currency that he cannot. Primitive posturing, Gorvok dismissed. No civilized species resolves disputes through violence. That's when the Krog mercenaries entered. 8 feet tall, covered in battle scars and cybernetic enhancements, the Krog were the galaxy's most feared warriors. They'd conquered 17 systems through brutality alone. The bar fell silent as they stomped to the counter, shoving smaller beings aside. Humans, the lead Krog growled, pointing at the corner table. You sit in Krog's spot. The tall human, Jackson, Vexhai had heard him called, looked up with unfocused eyes. Sorry, mate. Didn't see your name on it. The female human, Rivera, tugged Jackson's sleeve. Jake, those are Krog. Let's just move. Nah. Jackson stood, swaying slightly. We were here first. Vexhai's scales went pale. They're going to die. The Krog leader backhanded Jackson, sending him flying across the room into a table of Rigelian traders. The entire bar held its breath, waiting for the human to stay down like any sensible being would. Jackson stood up, wiping blood from his mouth. He was smiling. That, he said, cracking his neck, was a mistake. What happened next changed Vexhai's understanding of humans forever. Jackson launched himself at the Krog with a primal scream that bypassed evolutionary fear responses and went straight to prehistoric terror. He didn't fight like civilized species did, with calculated strikes and defensive positions. He fought like chaos given form. The female human shattered a bottle and joined in, her movements flowing between military precision and berserker rage. The third human started using bar stools as weapons, laughing maniacally as he swung them. They're enjoying this, Gorvok whispered in horror. But then Vexhai noticed something else. The Rigelian traders Jackson had crashed into were joining the fight, on the human side. A Vorthan pilot grabbed a Krog who was sneaking up on Rivera. 2 Alteran engineers started throwing bottles at the mercenaries. What's happening? Gorvok asked. Watch the humans, Vexhai said, understanding dawning. Watch how they fight. Jackson had positioned himself between a wounded Rigelian and 3 Krog, taking hits meant for the smaller being. Rivera was protecting the bar's service staff, her bottle weapon keeping mercenaries at bay. The third human had somehow organized an impromptu defensive line of random patrons. They weren't just fighting, they were leading. Together, Jackson roared, ducking a cybernetic fist. Hit them together. And impossibly, the bar patrons listened. Creatures who'd never cooperated in their lives suddenly moved as one. A Zenthari hacker disrupted the Krog's cybernetics while a Tyrellian smuggler went for their knees. The humans had turned a bar brawl into a coordinated defense. The Krog leader, missing several teeth and sporting a black eye courtesy of Rivera's bottle, stumbled backward. What are you? Humans? Jackson grinned, his own face a mess of bruises. And this is our bar now. The Krog fled. 8 of the galaxy's most feared warriors, defeated by 3 drunk humans and a bar full of beings who discovered something unexpected. Fighting alongside humans was intoxicating. As medical drones tended wounds, the bar erupted in celebration. Beings who'd never spoken before shared drinks. The Rigelian traders bought rounds for everyone. The bartender, an ancient Korvaxian, declared drinks half price, for participants only. I need to amend my report on humans, Vexhai told Gorvok, accepting a drink from Rivera. To say what? They're not insane, Vexai said, watching Jackson teach a Vorthan something called a fist bump. They're catalysts. They take the madness of violence and transform it into unity. Gorvok considered this as he watched the humans lead the bar in something called a victory song. The Krog will return with reinforcements. Yes, Vexai agreed. And when they do, they'll find not just 3 humans, but an entire bar ready to fight beside them. He raised his glass to Rivera, who grinned and raised hers back. To humans, he said, the galaxy's most dangerous peacekeepers. The bar roared agreement, and somewhere in the noise and chaos, Vexai realized the galaxy would never be the same. The humans hadn't just won a bar fight. They'd shown everyone what winning together looked like.